Who put this notice on the board?
I did. I thought it was a good idea to let the different shifts know what restrictions had been lifted.
Well, that is typical of the lax attitude in this place.
Mrs. Davidson's instructions, take it up with her.
Anything else I should know, Mrs. Morris?
Yes. The department has confirmed we're getting a new officer, so things are starting to look up.
They certainly are, Mrs. Morris. As from tomorrow, you are acting Deputy Governor again. The department has cleared you completely. Congratulations.
Well, that's good news to take home.
See you both in the morning. Right?
Well, that didn't go down too well.
No.
Hello? Father? Sorry I'm late. Come on, come and get the takeaway before it gets cold. Hello? Father? Oh, where have you been? I've been so worried.
Joan,
Now listen, I've got your father. He's all right at the moment. If you want him to stay that way, you'll do as you're told.
What do you mean? Who are you?
Just shut up and listen. Now, I want Red Keane out of Wentworth.
I can't do that.
You'll do it if you want to see Daddy again.
Please let me talk to him.
No. I'll ring you tomorrow at work. You'll get your instructions then. And don't try to call the coppers. Else I'll put a bullet right between his eyes. You understand?
No, wait.
Oh, Major. How does it feel to be in the firing line for once?
cut it out, old man, unless you want to buy it.
When you were in the army, where were you? Vietnam?
Yeah, Gallipoli. What do you reckon? Stick in Vietnam.
It was rough on everybody.
What do you know about it?
I was there. I know what you went through.
Don't give me that crap. All you brass ever did was sit around on your bums all day giving orders.
We had a job to do, just like you did.
Not like I did, mate. You lot were complaining about the heat while we were out there getting our guts full of shrapnel. Did you ever see your best mate get his head blown off?
A lot of my men.
Your men? My mates? They must have been alive now. Except for me. I'm a survivor.
Now listen.
No, you listen. I'm giving the orders now. So you listen. If you don't... You know, I've killed more corn than you'd ever know about. It's very easy.
Look, I know you want your girlfriend back, but this is not the way to go about it. My daughter would never give in to your blackmail.
You better start praying she will.
Wentworth Police Station. Can I help you? Hello, can I help you?
Hello, what are you doing back?
Just a few things I forgot to check.
Oh, can I give you a hand?
No. Shouldn't you be on your rounds?
I'm just about to go.
Then go. And tell Keane I'll be in to see her.
Yes, of course.
Anything I'll take over here. You can look after the rest.
Yes, Governor.
Come on, Keane, outside.
Yeah, you.
Move it! Stand up straight. You know, Keane, you could do yourself a favour.
Yeah, I know, but I like men.
Seems that the police have been taking an interest in a friend of yours.
Oh, yeah?
They seem to think that he knows where you hid the money from the hold-up.
Cops got this guy, have they?
No, not yet. But you could halve your sentence if you were to tell them that your accomplice was Alec Carter.
Oh, nice try, Screw. Forget it.
Just remember, Keane, no one crosses me and gets away with it.
That was the first time.
Get in your cell.
Everything okay, Governor?
Yes, Mr. Manning, lock him in.
Yeah, come on.
Up and wide. Here we go. Good boy. I know, but I'm lovely underneath. You ask my mother. Where the hell have you been?
Hey, Al, the phone. I only just got off duty half an hour ago. Friggin' hospital.
Watch it. Major here isn't as green as he is cabbage looking. Are you? Doesn't know when to shut up. Think you can stay awake long enough for me to have a shower? Now, you be a good boy for Kevin now.
He a friend of yours?
Yeah. Why, what's it to you?
I just felt rather sorry for him, that's all.
I think he feels the same way about you.
Must have been hard for him in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I can understand him being bitter. You weren't there, were you?
No.
So what's in it for you, the girl?
The money, Dad. My share of 50 grand.
Oh, that won't last long. You're prepared to risk your life for so little.
I'll invest it in Aussie bonds.
No, I'm serious. I don't think you realize what you've got yourself into. Gary's not the type you could trust if you got into a spot of bother.
You don't reckon he'd double-cross me?
I'm sure he would.
Hell, I didn't think of that. Probably would.
Now look, if you can help me, I'll do everything I can to get you off as lightly as possible.
Yeah, you do that?
I'm a man of my word.
You weren't in intelligence, were you, Dad?
I want Reb at Wentworth General by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Any later, and your old man's at it.
But you're asking the impossible. Prisoners have to be seriously ill.
You'll fix it, love. I know you will.
Look, it'll take more time to organise.
2 o'clock, and you'll be with her.
Look, you've got to understand that
Sorry.
It's all right. What do you want?
Stevens would like to see you.
Well, tell her she can wait. Send Keane to me straight after breakfast.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Thank you, Mr. Manning. I'll call someone when I want Keane returned.
Yes, Governor.
Right, Keane. You and your friend have won this round.
Oh, yeah? What gives?
He has my father. There's to be a swap.
Nice one. When do I go?
Shut your mouth, Keane, or I might change my mind.
Oh, yeah, with your old man's life on the line.
Yes. Yeah. You are to come down with food poisoning or some such thing during lunch. I don't care what it is, just make it good.
Yeah, it'll be good. Why?
So that you can be transferred to Wentworth General. Your friend will take over from there.
I like it. Should have more governors like you.
Now, you listen to me, Keane. This goes against my grain, and I'll tell you one thing. If any harm comes to my father, I will personally see that you pay for it. Do you understand?
Let me go! Oh! Oscar performance? Oh! Mr. Manning, me cut off!
You walk.
Oh. No! Hey!
Quick, now you get these women back in order before I put the bloody lolly on a charge.
What's going on?
I don't know, they just shoved me out.
Where's Keane?
Inside, she's sick. Trying to get her...
You'll get Keane out here immediately. She needs medical attention.
Keane is not going anywhere, Miss Ferguson. Not until we get what we want.
Right! Mrs. Powell then got out of her car and approached the man. He was drunk and abused her. It was then that she returned to her car and drove off.
And the victim seemed unhurt at that point?
Yes.
Why didn't you come forward with this evidence before, Miss Ferguson?
And I thought it might not help, Mrs. Powell. Considering our professional relationship, I thought perhaps my evidence might be considered biased in her favour.
Oh, I think you could have trusted me, Miss Ferguson.
And then, of course, there was the question of the other witness. Naturally, I thought he'd come forward, and when he didn't, I felt that I had to.
He did.
What?
The other witness. He came through eventually. And your accounts match.
Do you mean that she's been cleared? And I didn't need to make this statement?
We like corroborative evidence. And next time, don't be so slow in coming forward, will you, Miss Ferguson? All right, Andy, let's go.
Mrs. Barry will take you through to reception.
Mrs. Morris, would you please come with me to the dining room?
And how are you going to resolve that situation?
I shall tell them that Mrs. Powell will be reinstated as acting governor.
Is that all they asked for?
No. I need you to witness this.
What is it?
It's the thing that every prisoner and officer has been after ever since I came into this place. It's my resignation from the Department of Corrective Services. Brian, come here.
What?
You've got what you wanted.
Mrs. Powell's been cleared.
What about the resignation?
I have it here.
We've done it, well done.
Get Keen out here, for God's sake.
Yeah, sure. Come on, girls. Let's clear all this away.
What a head count, Mrs. Morris, and they'd be locked in their cells.
Just a minute. When does this resignation take effect?
Take over, Mrs. Morris, until Mrs. Powell returns.
Stupid moron screwed everything.
Thanks to you. Couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you?
Careful, it hurts. Well, what happens now?
Call an ambulance. We're going through with it.
Yeah, well, you better hurry up. They won't wait around to blast your old man's head off.
You'd better pray they don't, because if he's dead, so are you.
Erica Davidson?
Is Miss Ferguson there, Mrs. Davidson?
No, she's not, Coral. Can I help?
There's a call for her. It seems to be urgent.
Well, put it through and you try to locate Miss Ferguson.
Connecting you.
Hello?
Now, shut up and listen. I wasn't fooling when I said I'd kill your old man. I want Reb at Wentworth General, or you'll be going to a funeral. Your father's.
I was told there was an urgent message for me.
There was.
Who was it?
He didn't leave a name.
Did it concern my father?
Yes. And your escape plan for Rebecca Keane.
He was holding my father. What choice did I have?
Your choices were limited, but you made the wrong one. You've been extremely foolish. It's a police matter, Miss Ferguson. You should have contacted them immediately.
I couldn't risk my father's life. Keane is nothing. She's worth nothing, in or out of prison. But my father's life is worth something. He's worth a dozen Rebecca Keanes.
Coral, could you get me the Wentworth police?
No. It's too late. I can't do anything. He's probably dead by now.
No, he won't be.
What do you mean?
The caller gave us a 2-hour extension.
Operator, you give me the police, quickly. It's an emergency.
You never learn, do you? It's lucky I came back when I did. You and your bloody daughter are starting to make me angry.
Nice try, that.
Our receptionist said it was an STD call.
Well, how are you going to find them in time?
We won't. They'll find us.
What are you planning to do?
Carry out their instructions. We'll have men at Wentworth General.
No. No, you can't do that.
Miss Ferguson?
Look, if they have my father with them, they'll kill him as soon as they say it's a trap. Or they'll take him as hostage.
We don't intend to tell them it's a trap, Miss Ferguson.
No, it's too dangerous.
Look, we won't make a move until we're sure your father's safe. He might not even be with them. And if that's the case, we'll have to tail them back to their hideout. Now, we've 90 minutes to deadline. Mrs. Davidson, I want Rebecca Keane isolated from the other prisoners.
She's already locked in her cell.
I'll make sure the women are kept away from her.
It's essential that we appear to be following instructions. Keane mustn't suspect that you've called us in. I hope you both understand that.
Of course. She'll suspect nothing.
Miss Ferguson?
Yeah, I understand.
Who are they?
I don't know. Matron says we're to ignore them. I don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
Sorry, Dr. Bryant. Are you the Dr. Bryant that was at Fairburn Central?
No, that was someone else. I'm just down from Queensland.
Oh, then you'd know Mr. Dalton. Is he still head of the renal unit?
Yeah, that's right.
How's it going up there?
Oh, fine, fine.
That's good. See ya.
Yeah, see ya.
Right. Thanks. The ambulance is being organised.
Who'll drive it?
I've got a couple of good men, but I'd like you in the back with Keane, Rick.
Sure.
They said I was to travel with her.
Too dangerous. It could mean your life.
Yes, and it could mean my father's life if I don't. Look, I'm travelling with Keane, and that's all there is to it.
All right. You'll both go.
I've already told you they expect
I'm sorry,
me...
Miss Ferguson, but they might strike as soon as the ambulance reaches the hospital. Without Mr. Manning's police experience, you wouldn't stand a chance.
We stood a damn good chance in the past without having to rely on dropouts from the police force.
You are only hindering things with that attitude and further endangering your father's life.
Now, are we all clear what we have to do? Miss Ferguson, you're to go to Keane's cell and tell her you've arranged her transfer to Wentworth General. She mustn't suspect anything. Is that clear?
Yeah, perfectly.
I hope you'll excuse Miss Ferguson's outbursts.
Oh, forget it. She's been under a lot of strain.
What do you really think the Major's chances will be?
It's impossible to say. If you'd called us in sooner, he might have stood a greater chance.
There's always the possibility that they've never intended to release him.
Do you think that's likely?
Unfortunately, Mrs. Davidson, I think it's highly probable.
Yes? Bitch. Are you sure? Right, just stay there. I'll be right there. No, shut up, son. I know what I'm doing. That bitch daughter of yours, she can't take orders. She's called the cops. I said she's called the cops!
And aren't you prepared for that contingency?
Oh, yes, I'm prepared, all right. I'm prepared for everything. But your daughter's made a tactical error, Major. One she's going to regret for the rest of her very short life.
Don't reckon the department will appreciate you wearing a hole in their lino, Ferguson.
Now, you listen to me, Keane. I don't care what you're holding over me. You will address me with some respect.
Miss Ferguson.
When's that damned ambulance coming?
Listen.
Wentworth Detention Centre. Thank you. Ambulance is on its way.
They're coming, mate.
Let's hurry it up. What the hell are you doing?
Shut up, bitch. Well, isn't this cozy, eh?
I knew I could trust you, Keza.
Okay.
Bloody maniac.
Okay, let's go.
Come on. All right, now you say your prayers.
Stop fooling, Gary. Let's get going.
Knock it off, Gary. You're wasting time.
Come on, the cops will be looking for that ambulance.
All right, then. Let's go and see Daddy, eh?
Colin Powell.
Oh, sorry, Mrs. Powell, but could you put Joan on the line, please? It's urgent.
Major, is that you?
Yes, quickly. Look, I must speak to Joan.
Just thank God you're all right. No, we all know what's happened, and I'm sorry, but the kidnappers have got Joan. Major?
Yes. Yes, they've taken Joan. Now, look, I've let the police know where I am, but I have to go now.
No, but where are you? Are you all right?
This is no time for a chat, girl. I must go and see what I can do to help Joan. You tell the police.
I think it would be better to wait until they get there. Major?
The old place sure looks good after all that brick and concrete.
Where's my father?
Shut up!
Not too nice being at the other end as a Johnny love.
Hey, Reb, we're going to be able to reach the money tonight.
Don't see why not. It's right here.
You're kidding. Of all the places we thought you'd stashed it was right under our noses, mate.
Oh. What's the matter with you, for Christ's sake? I thought you'd be wrecked.
Oh, wake up to yourself, Keen. You're only $50,000 to him.
So shut up, bitch!
The old Gazza wouldn't trade me for twice that, would you, Gazza?
It's gone!
You bastard!
Damn.
Stop your mongrel!
Man, he's alive.
I wouldn't take the word of a criminal. You're all animals.
I swear to God, he is. He's alive. Joan!
You're obviously in the right place. By the look at that kitchen. You reckon they've still got the hostages with them?
That's hard to say. Hello. Looks like we might get some answers. Miss Ferguson! Miss Ferguson, are you all right?
I'm Major Ferguson, the one who called you. One of the kidnappers has been shot. He's back there. I think he's dead.
See to it, Sparks. Now, you better sit down somewhere, Miss Ferguson.
What about the others?
No sign of anyone when we arrived. What happened?
Well,
Well, it's rather unfortunate, I'm afraid. We'd managed to get the gun, but he tried to get it back from me. Caused it to fire, and he was in the way.
Yeah. Well, we'll be taking statements down the station. Now, is there anything you can tell us about where the other two might be? A make of car, perhaps?
Yeah, it was a cream Nissan four-wheel drive. I'm not too sure of the registration number. It's HEX something.
Ah, that's a good start. I'll get someone onto it. Can't be too far.
Sergeant, my father needs medical attention.
Yeah, I'll see to that just as soon as I've radioed through these details. Now, you two just rest, eh? You look like you've been through a bit.
They should have kept you overnight at the hospital. Or at least let me take you home.
I'm fine, Joan. Just superficial wounds.
What you've been through.
The army trained us to withstand far worse things than that young fellow handed out. Now, Joan. I know it isn't an easy thing to come to terms with under any circumstances. A man has been killed. But just remember, you're not alone.
You should have let me take the responsibility. I've never known you to lie before.
Well, I was partly to blame. And a little white lie is a small thing compared to what a trial might do to your career.
Thank you, Father. But I've had to resign. A governor can't help a prisoner escape and expect to hold her position, acting governor or not.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Just heard they caught up with Keane.
Oh, that is good news. What about her friend, Kevin?
No sign as yet. They must have split up. But the night's still young. Now, those statements. Major?
I heard you're up bright and early.
Why didn't you stay in bed? You need the rest.
Not a doddering old man yet. Anyway, I thought you'd like to lie in yourself.
No point. I didn't sleep too well either. You read your paper, I'll get you some coffee.
Oh, thank you, dear. Ah, just what the doctor ordered. Thank you. I thought a lot last night about your situation, and I've come up with a couple of ideas you might like to discuss.
Well, maybe later, Father. I've been doing a bit of thinking myself, and I've come to a definite decision.
Oh?
Yes, I'll know more later, but in the meantime, I'm going to go and see someone who perhaps can help me sort out my future.
Good for you.
Miss Ferguson, come in.
Morning, Mrs. Reynolds. Hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, of course not. Sit down. Coffee?
No, thank you.
Well, I hope you don't mind my saying so, but you're the last person I expected to see this morning.
Mrs. Reynolds, I need your help.
In what way?
I want to withdraw my resignation.
Did you want to speak to Mrs. Powell personally, or could I help you?
You'll have to deal with it sooner or later, I suppose.
Oh, that sounds ominous.
Joan Ferguson's just been to see me.
Oh?
She wants to withdraw her resignation.
Well, why did she go to you? Why didn't she come to Mrs. Powell or myself?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I don't really know, but she asked me to back her with the department, and I said I would.
You do realise the circumstances behind her resignation?
Yes.
And yet you're prepared to take her back?
I'm not saying I'm happy about it, Mrs. Davidson, but I have to give her the benefit of the doubt. She's been through a lot during the last couple of days, and she claims that her attitude towards the job has changed because of it.
And you believe her?
I'm not prepared to call her a liar.
Very well, Mrs. Reynolds. I'll tell Mrs. Powell you called. Goodbye.
Hope I've misunderstood what that's all about.
Oh, Miss Ferguson, we were just talking...
Yes, Hunt, I know what you're talking about. I won't take up too much of your time, ladies. But you will probably think that I've broken my side of the bargain. I have decided to withdraw my resignation. Now, I realise that my methods have been wrong in the past, but I intend to change that. I don't expect you to believe me now, but if you'll just give me a chance, I'm sure we'll all benefit. Now, I realise that in the past I've been very hard on you, but that's all over now.
You mean we're back in business?
No, that's not what I mean at all. I won't be involved in anything that might cause trouble.
Well, if you're trying to confuse me, you're doing a good job.
Let's just say that my thinking has changed. From now on, I will be doing my job by the book. Understand?
Whatever you say.
You wanted to see me, Governor?
Yes. Apparently the women are finding the new Joan Ferguson a little hard to believe. So am I.
It doesn't surprise me.
Good. Because if you think this performance of yours is going to win my support to have you stay here, you're wrong.
I thought the department decided whether or not I stay.
Unfortunately, that's correct. But I'm warning you. Put one foot wrong, and they will be the first to hear about it.
I understand, Governor.
That's all.
Well, that's that, thank goodness.
Yes, let's be thankful that my story was accepted and let that be an end to it.
Well, I've certainly learned something.
I think we both have. Now, let me take you to lunch and then I have some packing to do.
Oh? Do you have to leave so soon?
Well, I think it's time. I need to get back to the country for a while. And then I might go on up to Brisbane and see how your brother's getting on with these tax problems.
It's always something, isn't there?
Helps me to feel needed.
You are needed. You've also helped me see my work in a totally different light.
I'm glad to hear that, Joan. I know this has been a traumatic experience for both of us, but it's brought us closer together. I'm very grateful for that.
So am I. Governor, I believe you wanted to see me.
Yes, the department's accepted the withdrawal of your resignation. Come in and have a chat about it.
That is good news. Thank you, Governor.
Bloody hell, eh? Well, you've managed to fool her, but not me.
Oh, that's a pity, Mrs. Powell. You are the deputy, and I'd like to think that I had your support too.
Save your play acting for Mrs. Reynolds. She's obviously more gullible than I am.
Tell us more about that.
What's going on?
In the meantime,
Okay, Mitchell. Hand it over. Look after it till you're finished working. Where's Stevens? Did you say something, Hunt?
She's gone to the dunny. Why can't we have the radio on while we're working?
You'll get the radio back when you've finished work, Maguire. Get on with it, ladies.
Oh.
Maguire, you're now on a charge.
Before it was an accident, you know it was.
Watch it or you'll go to the pound.
Now you watch it yourself. Look, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of this place. I shouldn't even be here. What do you do after the pound? Firing squad?
All right. I have tried to be fair with you lot. Obviously, it's not working. Come along, Maguire. Maguire, move it!
Let go of me!
Get out of here!
Listen, Ferguson, don't you
shut your mouth and get out!
Push me out of here!
Well, girls, the freak's back.
I wouldn't make an enemy of me if I were you, Maguire. It's a dangerous practice.
But I didn't. You know I didn't.
Tell it to the VJ.
You wanted to get me into trouble just so you could show off your power. Can't get in any other way, huh? Go on. Go on, hit me. Well, scared? Okay. I'll make it easy for you. I'll get you for this when I get out of here. I'm gonna get you, Ferguson!
I haven't noticed Stevens around. Surely she didn't go on the singing trip.
No, she's still in hospital. That episode with the snake was just too much for her. She came very close to a complete nervous breakdown.
Really? She always seems so much in control.
Yes, well, the mind is a fragile thing. I think we all need to make an effort to be very gentle with her at the moment. The last thing we want is to push her over the brink.
Of course. Well, Stevens. I turn my back for a minute, and the ice lady turns to jelly. Nasty business about that snake, though, wasn't it? Hope there aren't any more around. Better keep your eyes open, though. Because where there's one, there are usually others.
I might have a free night tonight.
So Mrs. Reynolds just heard... What are you doing here?
God, I'd forgotten about you. It's funny how you only remember the good things, eh?
Well, no doubt you'll be back here soon. So you can refresh your memory.
You never know. You might be right, Miss Ferguson. You just keep that welcome mat out for me, won't you?
Oh. No. No. What do you got there, Stevens? Oh, looks like a baby. Is it your baby, Stevens?
No.
What's your baby's name? Nicky, isn't
No.
it? That's right. But Nicky's dead, isn't he, Stevens? Poor dead Nicky. He needs you, Stevens.
No.
What the hell's going on here?
Get out of here, Desmond.
No, what?
Take that thing away.
You sick bitch. Watch your mouth, Desmond, or I'll have you on a charge.
You do that. I'm sure Mrs. Reynolds would love to know where that doll's come from.
Get out.
Don't you ever go near her again, do you understand me?
I don't take orders from scum like you. Now get out! Out!
Now don't you ever lay a hand on me again, do you hear me? Not ever. See, Sonia? There's nothing to worry about. Miss Ferguson is a pushover.
I want to thank you, Desmond. You've given me a new lease of life.